A rainy morning sa inyong tanan, mga beloved students of Cebu Normal University, and I hope that everyone is okay, everyone is healthy. Okay, so mao na nga as of today is we are still observing sa kaning ato ang mga virtual nga mga classes. Okay, kay even though nga 2 years na ang pandemic pero it's not yet over, di ba? So mao na nga it is much better nga we take precautionary measures aron dili kayo ni siya mo. I mean, as we continue to combat ang kining gitawag nato nga pandemic. But anyway, that won't stop us from having our classes. So virtual gihapon ang ato ang class. So for karon, so this is our first discussion sa course nga Biotechnology. So this is Bio Elective 1 sa Biology nga degree program sa Cebu Normal University. So I hope that you are all comfortable kung asa magkakaroon na minaw, and then I want you to enjoy the discussion. And if ever that you will be having kaning gitawag natong questions or comments or suggestion, you can actually place it sa atong comment section din sa ato ang YouTube nga channel. Okay, so again, this is topic number 1 sa ato ang kaning gitawag nato nga biotechnology nga course, and it is entitled The Historical Foundation of Biotechnology. Okay, so let's begin our discussion. Okay, kada siya. So by the way, my name is Edward Lawrence L. Opena, and I'm from the Biology Department of Cebu Normal University. Okay, so as I have mentioned a while ago, that our topic is entitled Historical Foundations of Biotechnology. So, muna nga, we will discuss how biotechnology was developed over the years. So, makita na to din nga whether biotechnology modern ba siya, or did the ancient civilization practiced biotechnology. And at the same time, we are also going to discuss the definition and the nature of what biotechnology is all about. Okay, so for this topic, we will be having the subtopics. We have what is biotechnology, the definition of biotechnology. Okay, so what else? Biotechnology in ancient times, classical biotechnology, and modern biotechnology. So these are the three major stages of the development sa biotechnology as a science. Okay, so we ask the question, what is biotechnology, di ba? So ang uban siguro sa ato is wonder nga, are we using biotechnology? Is it really tama na ba na siya sa laboratory or wala, di ba? So is it really applicable sa society? Pero little did we know that there are a lot of things nga naa sa ato ang palibot karon, the things that we eat, di ba? The things nga kaning nag-power sa ato ang mga power lines. Some of those are actually products of biotechnology. Even medicine, kanang kung mga sakit kung kanang mga vitamins nga atong ginatumar, mga supplements, they are actually some of those, no, not all, but some of those are actually product of biotechnology. Okay, so when we say biotechnology is the use of technological innovations using biological materials. So when you say biotechnology, mo na nga naa kay technology plus biology, di ba? So when you say technology man go, this is the kaning kung mo refer tag technology is mo gamit tag katong mga equipment, mga inventions, and if igamito na nato aron i-enhance ang isa ka organism or nagamit ta sa organisms, amurag technology plus biology, that is biotechnology. Okay, so using biological materials. And unsa may application aning kaning gitawag nato nga biotechnology, makita na nato sa agriculture. Okay, so daghan na gyud kaayo ang mga agricultural products that are being used, especially sa ato karon, that are being used sa or ginagamitan siya og biotechnological nga mga methods or approaches. Okay, especially karon nga kanibitang dinhita sa city or nagkadaghan ang ato ang population. So ang kung tan-aw nimo unsaon man pag feed sa kaning growing population, nga ang ato ang mga ato ang mga farmlands gi-convert na siya into industrial cities or industrial nga mga sites, and at the same time ang mga tao is dili na kay siya into farming. So ang mangitag solution, one of the solution is that what if we are going to use technology aron mapadaghan nato ang ato ang agricultural yield aron i-feed sa growing population. Okay? So kana siya. So that's used in agriculture. What else? Used in medicine. Mao to akong gi-mention ganiha kanang vaccine nga atong gigamit, kanang other nga mga treatments. Okay? Kadungog mo kanang stem cell therapy, gene therapy. Those are actually products of biotechnology. Okay? So makita nato nga daghang ang magamit day nato almost every day encounter ta or nag-utilize ta og biotechnological nga mga products. What else? In the environment. Okay? So sa environment di ay nagagamit pud ta og biotechnology. Say for example kanang gitawag natong bioremediation, di ba? Sa mga pollution, kanang mga oil spills. So ginagamitan na siya og biotechnological nga products which we will be discussing. Kani siya is nani siya different nga topic. Kani po na po siya topic, and this one is another topic. And the last but not the least, pero the last and the least ni ay, okay, is some kanang gitawag natong mga mad scientists, they use biotechnology for bioterrorism, which mo na siya, don't ever try this. Okay? Because take note nga ang science is for the betterment of the society. Okay? So when you engage with bioterrorism, gamito nimo imong scientific intelligence, di ba? And then magdaot ka sa katao. So that's not actually you are actually at the kanibitawng opposite nga direction kung unsa gyud dapat ang science. Remember that science and technology will always be aimed towards the betterment of kanang gitawag naton sa society. Okay, so example lang ng bioterrorism, si Frankenstein, di ba? So it's a very common nga kanang gitawag nato nga kanang sa ato ang pagkabata ba, di ba? Cartoons na iban nga movies. So mana si Frankenstein. But again, don't ever try bioterrorism, even though that you have the capacity, even though that you have the means, pero as dapat likayan yun na siya, because we need to preserve lives of our fellow countrymen, and of course we need to preserve lives of the rest of the humanity. Okay, so when we say biotechnology, okay, the ultimate goal of biotechnology is to elevate the life of humanity and not the destruction. Diba? So mo na kung gi-mention ganiha nga when you engage, even though that you have the capacity, even though you have the resources to create bioterrorism nga mga products, but that is not the goal of biotechnology and sciences, because biotechnology as well as the other sciences is used to elevate the life of humanity and not its destruction. Okay? So mao na nga we need more food. Okay? We need more food. Mao na it can elevate kaning, especially nga daghan kayo og nga by the millions, take note, by the millions ang mga nagsuffer sa hunger, sa famine, at the same time malnutrition. Okay? So with the aid of this biotechnology, at least naay solution sa especially sa kanang mga daghan kay mga bata nga malnourished, nga mangadtog sa eskwelahan. So how can we solve that problem? And biotechnology is one of those solutions. Okay, what else? Better medicine. Okay? So better medicine, ang ato ang mga medicine karon is nagkadaghan ang production sa unang mga panahon. Gamay ra kayo ang kanang gitawag natong available nga medicine, kay mao lagi na nga kanang wala makuan ni og biotechnological nga approaches. Pero because of biotechnology, daghan na kayong mga kanang better, daghan na ang in terms sa quantity ug ang quality of medicines are getting better and better. Okay? Especially nga kanibitaw natay gitawag og antibiotic resistant. Di ba? I presume nga human na mo sa inyong microbiology, pero naay gitawag natong antibiotic resistant nga mga strains sa mga microorganisms nga di na mo ila og mga antibiotics. So they need a new generation of antibiotics or new generation of medicine. That is why we need biotechnology. Okay? So we will discuss this one sa katong sa to ang topic nga katong medical biotechnology. And at the same time, it is also aimed towards a cleaner environment. So makita nato nga sa ato ang environment karon is grabe na ka-polluted, di ba? Air pollution, water pollution, land pollution, kanang sa plastic, di ba? Kanang mga plastic nga problems nato. So there are actually group of scientists, biotechnologists that are aiming of designing microorganism that eats plastic, no, di ba? So kana siya. So di ba, non-biodegradable ang classification sa mga plastics, but there are those people who are actually aiming in designing katong mga microorganisms that eat plastics. Okay, not only microorganisms but other kanang gitawag nato nga species or other organisms, di ba? So kana siya. Okay. So I hope na nasabtan nato ha that again ako gyud nang i-emphasize nga the ultimate goal of biotechnology is to elevate the life of humanity, and it will be a sad thing that some of you might be tempted to do the Frankenstein experiment. So mao to nga ako gyud nang i-emphasize nga even though that you have the capacity, even though that you have the resources, but please do not destroy humanity. Okay? Na siya. So, the word biotechnology, when you say the word biotechnology, was coined by the Hungarian scientist or engineer Karl Erke in 1919. Okay? So, meaning to say, it's only in the 20th century that the word, quote-unquote, that the word biotechnology was coined. Okay? So, meaning to say, or does it mean to say nga, after 1919 lang na-form ang biotechnology as a specific field of science? The answer is no, because as I have mentioned ganiha, that there are already biotechnological approaches even during the ancient times. Okay, during the ancient times. So, biotechnology can also be defined as the application of the principles of engineering and biological science to create new products from raw materials of biological origins, and for example, vaccines or food. Okay, so mo na nga kato akong gi-mention ganiha nga biotechnology is the product or the marriage of technology and biology. Okay, so pwede nimo nga whole organism ang imong gamiton, okay, or parts of that organism ang imong gamiton, i-enhance na nimo and then mo produce ka og product. Okay, so mao gyud na siya nga majority ang sa kanibitong direction sa biotechnology, majority ana is towards production gina siya, naagi siya product at the end. Okay, so I hope nga nakakuha na nato. Okay, so again, when you say biotechnology is kanang gitawag nato nga, ako sang i-reduce. Okay, kana biotechnology is the application of the principles of engineering and biological sciences to create new products from raw materials kana. Okay, so I hope nga nasabtan nato kung unsa gyud ang nature sa biotechnology. Okay, what else? So, money, kato kong gi-mention, to simplify what biotechnology is, that's living organisms or biological products plus technology. Okay, so mo nang gitawag biotech or biotechnology. Okay, so there are different types of biotechnology here. Okay, so you have the blue biotechnology, you have the red biotechnology, you have the white biotechnology, and the green biotechnology. So when you say blue technology, you referred to the something to do with the waters, di ba? So blue, so ada ka sa marine and aquatic nga mga resources. So imuha nang i-enhance or imuha nang kanang gitawag natog i-enhance nimo, and at the same time i-take advantage nimo ang ilahang capacity, i-enhance pag yun nimo, then that's blue biotechnology. So pertaining to the aquatic nga mga resources, biological resources. When you say red biotechnology, this pertains to the medical nga mga sciences. Okay, so medical sciences, so you talk about vaccines, you talk about hormones, di ba, kanang insulin particularly, we will be discussing that one later on. Okay, so mo nang gitawag natong red biotechnology, stem cells, and kanang gitawag gene therapy. Okay, so kana even artificial insemination, di ba, artificial insemination, that's actually red biotechnology. Okay, so what else? White biotechnology is towards the environment, di ba? So kato gi-mention ganiha nga some microorganisms, say for example kani is used to clean this pollution, some trees, di ba? Gigamit na siya and kani siya fungi. So sa trees, di ba kanang problem sa mining, di ba kanang mga heavy metals o unsaon man nato pag solve ang kanang heavy metals nga pollution especially near sa mining. So we use biotechnology. Okay? The sciences use biotechnology to combat that kanang gitawag nato nga emerging problems sa atong environment. And the last but not the least, the green biotechnology, which is actually aimed towards the betterment of agricultural products. Okay? So kanang ato ang ginakaon. Okay? So mo na nga sa agriculture, say for example sa unang panahon dali ra kay mga lata ang mga prutas karon, di ba? Kabantay ka sa mga apples karon nga tagpila ka kuan and then ganong dugay malata. Mingon ka nga gibutang nga siguro na nilag medicine. Maybe sa uban pero there are just products nga gi-enhance og maayo ang iyahang gitawag nato nga genetic makeup nga mo fight sa kanang pag-rot bitaw. Kana siya sa una is siguro tabang-tabang papud ang mga prutas karon gipatamis na. Okay, sa una gagmay-gagmay pa ang prutas karon gipadako na. Okay, so those are actually some products of biotechnology. Sa una dagko kayo ang liso karon halos seedless, di ba? Lami kay ikaw og seedless. So mo ingkang giunsa man na nila nga dapat na mo gyud liso ni siya pero nganong nangawala man ning liso. It's because of biotechnology. Okay? So mo na nga ang uban maingon la genetically modified organism ni siya di to makaon pero little did you know nga kanang ka is already genetically modified. Okay? So though di po nimo na ampot sila reason ang kanang mga kanabitang mga anti-GMO na po na reason nga nganong apprehensive sila to accept that type of scientific product. Okay? But we cannot blame them. Okay? So what else? Okay, so take a look at this one here, the stages of biotechnology. Okay? So as I have mentioned ganiha nga it can be divided. Yung sa historical timeline sa biotechnology, it can be grouped into three. You have the ancient, you have the classical, and you have this modern. Okay? So sa una, tanaw na to ang iyahang rate, di ba? Sa ancient is gamay ra kaayo ang ilahang achievement, biotechnological achievement, and they are mostly fermentation. Okay? So kana siya. Now, during the classical, of course, makita niyo na during the ancient, if you have taken the science and technology nga course or nga subject, you'd understand nga naagyo technological advancements even during the ancient times. Naagyo mga technological advancements. Say for example, kanang development sa wheel, kanang ligid ba? Sa una na slay ligid pero hinahinay nag-modify. Now, at the same time, take note nga ang sa ancient times ang ilahang primary development sa science and technology is towards agricultural products. Okay? So, mauna nga akong gi-mention nga dili stagnant ang development sa biotechnology during the ancient time. Naanay develop pero hinahinay but they are limited to their knowledge kay dili pa man sila unlike sa ato karon nga taas kay tag records bitaw nang nagyutay scientific method nga i-record gud natong data ilaha kay kutob na sa mahinumduman, di ba? So mao na nga nakaabot sila some of those products, sa biotechnological product is the fermentation. So kanang gi-ferment even gani hangtod karon is we still use the fermentation method. Okay? What else? During sa classical, so na may daghan murag na form na bitaw ang scientific method, di ba? During the time nilang Galileo katong scientific revolution, 'di ba? So na records keeping, gi-analyze na ang data hangtod nga by the time nga nindot na ato ang pag-analyze sa atong data, pag-store sa atong data, then naana na hintay medyo ni paspas, okay? Even in a relatively shorter period of time, ni paspas ang biotechnological product. What about the modern? Okay? Ang modern mao na nga ni-improve na gyud ang atong sciences, but it doesn't mean nga ni-end ang sciences, but ni-improve ang atong sciences. So together with that is mas daghan ang gitawag nato nga products of biotechnology because of our technological advancements and our understanding sa sciences, particularly sa biology. Okay? So, say for example, the Human Genome Project, the cloning, transgenics, PCR, monoclonal antibody, DNA sequence, genetics, vaccines, antibiotics, so on and so forth. Okay? So, makita nato din nga together with the advances in technology, din pod mo follow ang kanang gitawag natog advances in biotechnology. Okay. because biotechnology from the word itself is also technology. Okay? So, okay, dinhita sa ancient nga biotechnology. That was 1800s down. Okay? 1800 down. So, ancient biotechnology. So, from the dawn of civilization hangtod during the 1800s. Okay. So, based on common observation, mo ni nga during sa katong gitawag natong biotechnology sa ancient times, mo na nga naay ang ilahang data is common based lang sa common observations. Okay, by the way, naay nag-grinder din sa mong silingan. Pasensya lang yun mo. I hope nga you can still hear my voice. Okay, so common observations daily mo to nga tan-aw nila nganong malata ang usa ka food, nganong di na makaon. Okay? Nganong hinay ni siya motubo nga tanom, so on and so forth. So that's actually their common observation. So their technology, their biotechnology is focused on food, clothing, and shelter, and regardless of societies, that is regardless of society's location. So mao na nga ang food yun. Okay, so kato kung sa STS mo, sa history sa science, ang science and technology is actually focused on food production. Okay, focus on food production. What else? Clothing and shelter. Okay, so take a look at this one. The scarcity of food during harsh weather conditions led to the domestication of animals. Now, take note that ancients were heavy meat eaters. They are hunters. Diba? Katong mga ancient times, they are hunters. Wala pa na silang mind nga mag-breed o kanding, mag-breed o kanang cow or chicken. Okay, so mao na nga. Okay, excuse sige ate. Okay, so mao na nga again dito they were actually hunters. Okay, there were hunters. And then food gatherers pud na sila. So kutob lang sa makitaan kanang gitawag nilang seafood. Seafood nga SEE. So kutob sa makitaan mao ilang kaunon. Okay? So wala pa na silang mind. Now, during winter time, nakita nila nga kung winter, say for example, kina the shortest length sa period sa winter nga season is butang 3 months. So, makita nimo ang 3 months, what if mahurot ang ilang gigather, di ba? Means lang nga nganong guto man kaayo, nganong wa man tay food. Okay? And then moingon sila nga kana bang unexpected bang imbes 3 months nahimong 6 months ang winter because nabe nay kanang mga unpredictable nga mga weather conditions even during the ancient times. So nakaingon sila nga what if manakop ta og kanang animals kay meat eaters man to sila ato ana silang taguan for winter atong padaghanon kay of course they have observed nga manganak man gyud ng mga animals nga ilang ipang-hunt say for example kanang bison. Okay, so ilahan ng gumon and then ilahang try to domesticate and then siguro it takes years for them to realize that it is successful and it is possible. So mo to nga they keep on breeding hangtod nga naa na ang animal breeding. Okay, and what else? So during also those times some led to exploring growing food because they start to feel lazy. Okay? Mayos lang nganong lagyo. Nganong kinahanglan pa man ta mo travel og pila ka kilometers to gather food. Kanang mga prutas-prutas lang nagtubo sa lasang when we can plant our own. Okay? So di na kay ta mo adtong layo, di ba? So mo na nga sometimes kanang tapulan bitaw ka mangita kag solution nga mas madali imong kinabuhi. Well, actually that's actually possible, di ba? So nganong maglisod-lisod nga man giingon nila nga you don't need to work harder but you have to work smarter. Okay? So mo na nga napoy advantage nga kanang ganahan kang madali gani, then you have to find ways on how to kana bitawng i-fast forward nimo ang imuhang mga buluhaton or ipahisin nimo ang imong buluhaton kana ba i-times 2 times 3 nimo ang speed sa imong buluhaton. So you have to find ways kay aron di nakak mahago. Work smarter, not harder. Okay, so mo na nga they start growing their food. Okay, they domesticate animals and at the same time they have discovered that plants mao din ni ang mga requirements. Okay, sila naka-discover na this is not modern nga technique. This is ancient technique. So na they realize that for plants to grow, they need good soil, water, and sunlight. Diba? Sa photosynthesis. This is actually photosynthesis. The basic of photosynthesis, wala pa na sila word anang photosynthesis before. Okay? Wala pa sila word kanang nga idea. They just observe. Okay? Kay wala pa sila record nga i-record nila ilang data. Okay? So, those are the ancient times. So, say for example this one. Okay? So, I find this meme funny. So, shout out to all the early humans who died figuring out which plants were edible. Which is actually, it may be funny, okay, if you find it funny, but this actually makes sense, okay, because there are just those who sacrifice themselves, kanang trial and error ba, trial and error, di parehas ato karon nga, kanang, di ba, control, T0, T1, T2, T3, and then dili nimo i-direct pakaon sa usa ka tao, di ba? Iagi pa nimo og animals, iagi pa nimo daghan pa kay kag kung anon before nimo kaunon, di ba? So sa unang panahon, kutom silahang makita ang pwedeng mausap, ilahan ang usapon. Okay? So shout out to all the early humans who died figuring out which plants were edible. Okay. So, what else? So, aside from that, mao na nga nagkatapula naman sila kay nakita nila they discovered food preservation. So nakita nila that the colder the cave, mas taas ang ilahang unsa na kanang ma-preserve ang ilahang kanang gitawag natong pagkaon, di ba? So kina. Okay? So food preservation, that is the principle of refrigeration and freezing your food, di ba? Which we still follow even until today. So animal skins were used as bags, clothes, and shoes. So unsa may implication nga na nasalay bag, shoes, and clothes. So sa bags, pananglitan sa animal skin, ila hatong gigamit aron to gather kung unsa ilahang magather wood, they gather their food, they gather some other agricultural products. So during sa harvest, so na sila kuan, na innovation. What about clothes? Sa una, maghubo ra tanan, di ba? So karon is na sila pure leather ang ilang kuan, Louis Vuitton siguro na sila nindot nga mga brand sa una. Okay, what else? Shoes, making their lives more comfortable. So nagkatapulan ang tao. Okay, nakita nimo nagkatapulan ang tao pero naay positive nga outcome. Pero kung tapulan nagyud ka, di ka mangitag paagi, then that's not also good. Okay, that's not also good. So okay ra gyud ang matapulan and then mangita kag paagi nga maka-justify nga pwede gyud ang magtapulan because mao ni ang nabuhat, di ba? So kana siya, pero kung mao na ha, kung gikuan ha nga bati ang tapulan kung wa gyud kay buhaton. O wa mo gyud buhaton ang tapulan. Okay, but anyway, so explored and invented food such as cheese. So mao na nga due to their curiosity, so they try to invent because take note that humanity or the human mind is always leaning towards innovation. Curiosity ba, it's built in naman good na sa ato ang humans nga kaning curious ta sa ato ang environment. Okay? So mo na nga curious sila sa ilahang mga food gipang gather, daghan kayo trial and error pero walay sulat-sulat ng data hangtod nga nakaabot sila sa cheese. Okay? And then what else? Discovery of yeast revolutionized food. So nanaslay dough, ang yeast gigamit nanaslay wine, kay may yeast nanaslay vinegar, and nanaslay beer. So yung nakita niyo nga hinahinay na og asin. So and this takes actually thousands of years. Dili lang ni siya kay overnight, dili lang kay 2 years, 3 years, but it's actually thousands of years. So nakita nimo nga there is this development from food gathering hangtod nga nanaslay beer production. Okay? And thanks to the emerging technology during the time and their curiosity and their understanding of the biological world, mo na nga nana sila hinani nga mga products. So that is actually biotechnology. So animal hybrids such as mule allowed more agricultural activities. So nana sila animal breeding. Nasabtan na nila ang animal breeding. So nana sila mule. So that's the product sa donkey and horse. Mo na nga na ay mule, di ba? So hinana siya, so nana sila mule, so stronger animal sila. Okay, and then pwede na nilang magamit sa agricultural activity. So kana bitang magdaro. Okay, kanang magdaro. So nanaslay improvement sa ilang agricultural nga sector. What else? So these are just some of the paintings. This is just some of the paintings sa kaning ancient nga mga painting where the ancient people are actually utilizing animals sa ilahang agricultural nga activities. So breeding, sa domestication, di ba? What else? Sa ilang agriculture, sa agricultural land, sa ilang pagtil sa ilang ground. So hinana siya. So naa siya kanang gitawag natong impact nga sa kanang gitawag na they already have the grasp of what biotechnology is, or what technology can do to improve the biology of different nga mga organisms nga maka-benefit sa society. Okay, let's go now to the classical biotechnology. So, that is 1800s hangtod sa 1950s. Estimation lang na siya, pero din na siya ni occur. So, observations are documented. Din na nanay proper documentation sa kanang gitawag na tog empirical data. Okay, empirical data. So, when you say empirical data, nanakay numbers. Okay, sa una, watos lang numberay. Okay, so sa una siguro when they do planting sa agriculture nila, kanang di ba kanang mga farming tudling yung kaayo pila ka buok, ang pila ang gap from one tree to the other, from one plant to the other. That is actually empirical. Okay, so sa una ang uban siguro tag sa metro, ang uban tag tungas metro, ang uban sikit kaayo, they don't have those kanang hinana pa nga innovation when dealing with their data. Pero during classical nga kaning biotech, during the classical times, okay, so nanay documentation, nanay empirical data. So turning point was the discovery of the principles of heredity by Gregor Mendel. Okay, and we are just talking about biotechnology, though there are actually major nga kaning gitawag na to nga scientific innovations, but in terms of biotechnology, it was the discovery of Gregor Mendel ang nahimo nga foundation yun of what biotechnology is all about today. Okay? So mo na nga, it was Gregor Mendel's discovery mang nahimo nga turning point. So his discovery, I think you all know who Gregor Mendel is, kay human naman tag genetics. So his discovery was only recognized 34 years after his death, because his discovery was overshadowed by Charles Darwin's work. So Charles Darwin's work, katong Origin of Species by Means of Natural Selection, was published in 1859. Okay? So kana siya, so dungan-dungan sila, so mas nahatagan og pansin si Charles Darwin. Okay? So mao na nga only after 34 years after his death na recognize ang significance ng work. So at these times, okay, more discoveries about cells were made. Say for example, more organelles, more structures, more functions, more molecules ang na discover sa cell. So vaccines were highly developed, okay, by Jenner and Pasteur. Okay, what else? Gene studies were strengthened. Say for example, kang Thomas Hunt Morgan, di ba? Chromosomal basis of inheritance gihapon niya ha. What else? Antibiotics were developed thanks to the discovery of Alexander Fleming, di ba? So hinana siya. So makita nato nga even though nga shorter period of time lang ang classical nga biotechnology compared sa ancient biotechnology, but the data documentation or data collection nga systematic na gyud kaayo, okay, mao nay nakapapaspas sa pagbuhat or pagdevelop sa biotechnology. Okay, so what else? Okay, so this is the timeline of this kanang gitawag natong modern biotechnology. So daghan actually. So you have Mendel, next is Meischer sa iyang DNA, because sa una man god they thought nga protein ang hereditary material, but thanks to Meischer and his experiments, okay, so DNA na ang nahimo nga genetic material. So napatay dinhi sa Mueller, Morgan, Griffith, sa Barbara McClintock, okay, so McCarthy, okay, so actually daghan pa, okay, hangtod nga naabot ta dinhi karon. So even hangtod sa katong mga 1990s, okay, so hindi nga pa sila nga napay mga touches of kanang gitawag nato nga classical nga biotechnology continuation. Okay, so kana si hangtod nga in 1953 Watson and Crick katong double helix. So dinhi na nisuludan ang molecular genetics. So mao to akong gi-emphasize ato ang orientation nga the grasp of molecular genetics is very important sa ato ang understanding sa biotechnology, especially sa modern biotechnology. So modern biotechnology, that's 1950s to present. It started few years after World War II. Okay? So naagi stand murag ni kuan ba standstill ning kuan ba katong sciences during sa World War. Okay, so it's the birth of molecular biology, and it was during ang birth gyud niya can be traced back to the discovery of double helix by Watson, si Francis Crick, si Maurice Wilkins and Rosalind Franklin. Okay? So sila tong upat, actually silang upat pero ang nahatagan yung spotlight si Watson and si Crick. But anyway, uh, also because of the molecular biology is nanay molecular biology, there is already this establishment of the central dogma which we will be discussing. Okay? Siguro after this topic. Okay? So we understand replication, transcription, translation, and it leads to because of our understanding the central dogma, it leads to the artificial DNA synthesis. Okay, what else? Amplifications, gene editing, both in agricultural and medical nga mga purposes. So you see, ni open ang maondo nga kung moingon ta og unsa ang isa sa pinaka-importante nga discovery sa science, it's actually the double helix structure ni Watson, Crick, and Franklin and Wilkins. Okay? Kaya siya because after the discovery or katong correct nga configuration sa DNA, daghan na gyud kaayo ang mga innovations ang nahimo. So mo to katong gi-mention kani artificial DNA synthesis, amplifications, gene editing, and katong sa agricultural and medical nga mga biotechnology. So what else? Gene mapping of the human genome. And the implication there nga na map na ang genome, human genome, is that it leads to more accurate diagnostics and treatment. Okay? Kay 'di ba sa una pataka lang, not really pataka pero karon is more accurate na gyud. Okay? Even 'di ba kanang sa CRISPR even at the single nucleotide pwede na siyang ma-identify sa karon nga technology. Okay? So, what else? Ang modern biotechnology, it has unlimited application and will progress with new technological advancements. So, even though nga mao na characteristics sa science good is that it will always improve. It will never stop. Science will never stop. Okay? And even ang kaning ato ang modern nga mga technology karon, it will become obsolete siguro mga 20 years or 30 years or 40 years or 50 years samot na kung 200 years after sa ato karon, di ba? So we do not know kung unsa na ang ato ang kuan. Maybe nalay scanner, okay, and then makita na dayon kung unsa imong mga diseases sa sulod without MRI. Okay, I mean who knows what technology will bring, di ba? Wa takibalo nga in the future ma-realize na di ay itong katong kuan bitaw nga poste nga powered, ang nagpower niya is katong bioluminescent nga mga algae, di ba? So instead nga electricity ang itong kuan, algae na lang magsiga din sa atong mga dalan. Okay, so we do not know. Okay, so ethics must also be considered. So coupled with the advances in modern biotechnology, mosulod na pud ang ethics. Okay, so mo na issue sa human cloning, what else? Animal use and sa GMO. By the way, naami katong sa vlog, I hope nga inyo hanggi like, gi-share ta among vlog sa human cloning sa Chika sa Siyensya. You can actually search that one. Chika sa Siyensya. We actually briefly discuss what human cloning is all about. So, mo na nga nanay ethical nga consideration. Kaya ang uban man good nga sa science bitaw ni pataka lang tag ko ano, you cannot do that. Nga say for example naka-i-test nga bag-o nga medicine, i-ritso nimo og test sa kaning sa usa ka tawo. Okay? Wa ka kibalo nga blood clotting di ito siya. So peteng uyas tawo. Okay? So ila na siya. So there are just lots and lots of kaning ethical nga mga considerations before we proceed with modern biotech or kaning biotechnological nga mga procedures, especially sa ato ang times karon. Okay? So, what are the current products of biotechnology? Okay, synthetic medicine, say for example sa insulin, mRNA vaccine. Okay, kanang ato ang sa COVID in relation sa tong COVID na scenario karon. Okay, that's actually product of biotechnology. Okay? So, can you imagine nga without biotechnology, and then na ay COVID-19 nga pandemic, di ba? Nung sa unang panahon katong Black Death, katong bubonic plague nga by the millions gid ang patay, 30 million, 40 million, 50 million. Okay? And then they don't have vaccines. Siguro na sila vaccine pero lahi ilang method pa sa pag-develop sa vaccine. But thanks to the mRNA sa biotechnology, we have this mRNA vaccine that save millions and millions of lives. Okay? What else? Lab-grown meat. Okay, 'di ba? Kung ang kay nang nga kanang metawng mga cow kanang sa farm, mga ranches, daghan kay sa carbon dioxide nga gi-emit, and then water consumption sa kanang mga baka. Okay, so mao na nga ang ilang solution, what if we can grow meat inside the lab? Okay, we don't have to kill cows or other nga mga animals just for us to eat meat. Okay, what else? Lab grown wood. It can answer sa katong gitawag natong deforestation. Artificial insemination. What else? Potentially lab grown organs. Nanay bay uban nga theoretical ilang gi-present nga it is possible nga we can grow new organ, especially sa heart and kidney, okay, using stem cell therapy or stem cell technology. Pwede gina siya theoretically, it can be. Okay, so in case nga say for example na tao nga na ay heart defect, so pwede na siya nga makagrow og organ and then i-replace na siya bag-o nga healthier nga heart. What about reverse extinction? Okay, reverse extinction, so say for example katong naay mga DNA samples sa kaning gitawag natong mga extinct nga mga animals. So because of biotechnology, what if we can extract that DNA, okay, and then place it in a living kaning cell, okay, and allow it to grow. Okay, so we can actually revive those extinct na mga but in fact there are already those attempts, okay, or those proposals or siguro na nagyan ng mga nagkanda karon, okay, nga to do such things. Okay, so say for example here some katong headlines lab manufactured wood to eliminate deforestation. So man tong gi-mention ganiha. Okay, so nindot po na siya. Okay, what else? Lab grown wildebeest on the menu as cultured meat market grows. Okay, wildebeest. So siguro kung nanatay koan, so makakaon na tag other meat nga products, not just kanang chicken, not just kanang beef, di ba? Di bang kumaka og pork. So na siya. So another kani golden rice. Okay, so golden rice sa unang panahon is that, or even ang karon, ang one of the problems nato din sa Pilipinas is kanang gitawag nitong iron deficiency. That's malnutrition. That's a form of malnutrition. Kaya unsa may nakita sa mga scientists, sa mga nutritionists, is that ang mga Pinoy is musukor na nagkaon og kanang kanon nga walay sudanay or asin lang. Okay, so moingon sila nga okay, butangan nato iodine ang kanang gitawag nitong asin. Okay, so iodine, pero what about iron? Di ba, na iron deficiency? So scientists from the International Rice Research Institute, okay, ningon sila, what if we incorporate iron sa rice? Okay, so inigbutang nimo sa iron sa rice, inikaon sa tao, pwede na nga di siya mangita og iron source kay na naman sa rice. And then the presence of iron actually makes the rice nga mo color siya yellow. Mo nang gitawag siyang golden rice. Okay, so I can still remember way back 2009 or 2010 when I was still studying my master's degree dito sa Iligan. People from the International Rice Research Institute ningon sila nga aim sila nga ma-mass produce, and they actually gave us samples, gamay na gano'n, siguro mga 10 grains lang to, about the golden rice, and it's really colored yellow. I already saw some samples of this golden rice, but during that time is wala pa nila gi-mass produce. But just a couple of months ago mo to nga gi-declare na din nila nga golden rice is safe for consumption. Okay, so pila ka years, so more than 10 years nila nga gina-study nga safe ba gyud ang golden rice. So nakita na yung nga dili because of ethics ba, so mo to nga taas pa ang ang himuonon nga mga consideration. So that is why it can address malnutrition in the future. What if aside from iron, butangan ning siya vitamins, more minerals, more so you don't need protein, you don't need to buy kanang viand, di ba? Di kang problema kung sa mo sudan. Kaon lang kagkanon, then you already have all the necessary minerals and nutrients for the entire day. Okay? So kana siya. So that's mo na siya ang dapat nga kung anon sa biotechnology, that is for the improvement of the lives of humanity. That not for destruction. Okay, not for destruction. Okay? So mo ni nga, I think this is the last nga kuan. So let me end this discussion with a quote from Bob Stallman. Yun siya, biotechnology is not about farming, it's about business. It's not just about farming, it's about our future. It doesn't affect just farmers, it affects everyone. Okay? So every one of us are actually karon majority of us are actually dependent, especially sa biotechnology, especially nga paspas na kayong kinabuhi, nagdali na tagkaon, nagdali na tagkaon, all of these things, okay, daw na ay medyo nga disadvantage sa kaning ato ang fast paced nga lives, but at least biotechnology can actually provide us some of the necessities nga ato ang kinahanglan, especially food, medicine, and a cleaner environment. Okay? So this is the where I base my presentation. Okay? So kana siya. And kana. Okay. So, mana. Okay, so I hope nga you have learned something sa ato ang discussion karon. Okay? So again, if ever that you have your comments or questions, do not hesitate to put on or to place your comments, suggestions, or questions sa ang comment section. Okay? So, thank you very much. I hope you have enjoyed our lecture and see you next time. Bye-bye.